Hello, this is Nice Wander, and I wonder how much information I can get into one video without it being really long. The kind of information that I could ask you, did you know this? Okay. And then I'm going to end it with a very poignant question. Did you know that here in California, the first actual single-payer health care plan, which is Senate Bill SB 562, passed the Senate, the state Senate, California, and it was blocked by the House Assembly Speaker, Anthony Rendon. And it's based on a model that is implemented worldwide by lots of countries. It has been for decades. It's not perfect, but when comparing it to Obamacare or Trump care around the world, it's hands down people prefer it overall and long term. That is a fact. If people criticize that, they haven't done all of their homework, or at least enough of it to see the bigger picture of it. Now, again, not perfect. It's not what I'm talking about, but I'm saying the bigger picture and comparing it to the system that we had here and that we have here, and people want to change. So, number one priority for healthcare must be it is a right, not a privilege, because if your first priority is covering everyone, that means it's a right. If your first priority is getting 20 million more people covered, then that alludes to, and certainly must be, privileged. And that's not single-payer health care. That's a fact. Also, too, for those of you that are familiar, do you know about the UK Labour Party, wearing my England t-shirt here, and Jeremy Corbyn, and how Conservative leader Theresa May, who the centrists in the Labour Party, the Blairites, Cameronites, said, Theresa May can't win, and Jeremy Corbyn is, borderline fascist or just wacky or something, can't win. Either way, as it turned out to be, by marginalizing Jeremy Corbyn, they were wrong that Theresa May and the conservative right wing can't win, because that's what happened. So Theresa May is prime minister, and she calls for an election to try to grab more seats for her party in the parliament, but that fails. So the left, because of the left wing, Jeremy Corbyn wing of the Labour Party, 30 more seats were added, more momentum for Jeremy Corbyn. And their platform is what we would call here in the States, they call it Labour Party Manifesto. It's all about democratizing the economy. Did you know that? And a lot of that involves creating more worker cooperative businesses, which are democratically owned and run by the workers themselves. I am a co-creator of what I refer to as the worker self-directed enterprise. That is inspired by Democracy at Work, which was created by Professor and economist Richard Wolff. And we make all the important decisions together. We're called Arete Media Productions, and I am already talking more about it. That will be more and more very, very soon, as well as be talking more about the Nowman show's transformations. And let's see, what else? There's so much that I could cover, but I want to go on now to, do you know who Yanis Varoufakis is? Well, he is a professor of economics. He's taught actually in Texas, but he's from Greece. Oh, more noise. Here we go. A garbage truck. Garbage makes noise. Anyway, Yanis Varoufakis also received the most votes for the Greek Parliament. Actually, for the UK, he became the finance minister for Greece when Syriza was voted into power as an anti-austerity party 2015, and of course he quit after 6 months when Syriza kind of gave in to the European Central Bank and other sources, and but he wrote an interesting book which is called Europe's Crisis and America's Economic Future, and the Weak Suffer What They Must? ? So, did you know that he is also on the record? Again, this is a paraphrase, but the gist of it is exact. We have a choice that we're facing right now as more, not just automation, but a lot of things continue to change in the global economy as the income inequality gap gets wider and wider. There are at least 8, if not fewer, people who have more wealth than the bottom half of the whole world's population right now. Many of those people are in the United States. So when people say that the U.S. can't afford certain needed safety nets, it's not true. Don't believe it. Anyway, back to Yanis Varoufakis. He said, as things are going, there's a couple of things. We have a choice. Either we will be submissive and allow ourselves to be owned by the people who were dictated to by the people who own the machines, the robots, etc. Or we will stand up to that. We will resist it and say no. We know that the resources, the money, and the ability is there for us to live in a world like Star Trek. That's the gist of what he said. He did talk about the world of Star Trek. And you know what I'm talking about if you've seen Star Trek. So, did you know? That is true. Think about it. Let me know in the comments of this video below. And we'll continue this discussion on the Nowman Show, Arete Media, Democracy at Work, Pasadena, etc., etc. This is Nice Wanderer. I love you.